Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this historical account of the Anglo-Saxons. Today, we delve into the fascinating journey of the Germanic tribes that settled in early medieval England. From their arrival on the British Isles to the unification of the Heptarchy, this is the story of the Anglo-Saxons. Let's begin. The tale of the Anglo-Saxons begins in the 5th century AD, when Germanic tribes from present-day Denmark, Germany, and the Netherlands embarked on a momentous journey across the North Sea to Britain, establishing settlements along the eastern and southern coasts. The Saxons were a Germanic tribe known for their seafaring skills and warlike nature. They hailed from modern-day northern Germany and Denmark. Starting around the early 5th century AD, Saxons began to arrive on the eastern coast of Britain. They established numerous settlements in areas such as present-day Norfolk, Suffolk, and Essex. The Saxons were primarily farmers and fishers, and their communities thrived along the fertile coastal plains. The Saxons practiced a pagan religion, worshipping gods such as Odin and Thor. They built timber and thatch houses, often forming small villages led by chieftains. These early settlements laid the foundation for what would later become the powerful kingdom of East Anglia. The Angles, another Germanic tribe, originated from the regions of modern-day Denmark and Schleswig-Holstein in northern Germany. They began arriving in Britain during the early to mid-5th century AD. Unlike the Saxons, who mostly settled in the eastern parts, the Angles established themselves in the northeastern, central, and southeastern regions of Britain. The Angles founded the kingdoms of Northumbria, Mercia, and East Anglia. Northumbria, in particular, became one of the most influential and significant Anglo-Saxon kingdoms. The Angles brought their own unique cultural practices, religious beliefs, and language to the areas they settled. Over time, their dialects blended with those of other Germanic tribes and the local Celtic population, giving rise to the early forms of Old English. The Jutes, yet another Germanic tribe, originated from the Jutland Peninsula in present-day Denmark. They arrived in Britain alongside the Saxons and Angles, but their numbers were smaller compared to the other tribes. The Jutes settled primarily in the southeastern part of Britain, in the region now known as Kent. The Kingdom of Kent, founded by the Jutes, was one of the earliest Anglo-Saxon kingdoms established in Britain. It held significant strategic importance due to its proximity to continental Europe, allowing for trade and cultural exchange. The Jutes brought their own customs and traditions to Kent, and their influence can still be seen in the region's place names and cultural heritage. Overall, the arrival of the Saxons, Angles, and Jutes marked a significant turning point in British history. Their settlements and subsequent expansion laid the groundwork for the establishment of the Heptarchy, shaping the early medieval period of England and the development of the English people and language. The Anglo-Saxons' influence on the British Isles is evident to this day, as their legacy is deeply woven into the fabric of modern English culture and society. The Heptarchy. Over time, these settlers formed 7 distinct kingdoms, known as the Heptarchy. The kingdoms were East Anglia, Essex, Kent, Mercia, Northumbria, Sussex, and Wessex. Each kingdom had its own unique customs, laws, and ruling dynasties. The Kingdom of Kent, founded by the Jutes, was heavily influenced by continental European practices due to its proximity to the continent. It had strong ties with Frankish kingdoms, and this connection influenced its legal and political systems. Kent had its own unique legal code, known as the Kentish Laws, or the Laws of Ethelbert. These laws were some of the earliest recorded Anglo-Saxon laws and were influenced by both Germanic tribal customs and early Christian principles. Kent's ruling dynasty was established by Ethelbert, who was converted to Christianity by St. Augustine of Canterbury. Ethelbert became the first Christian Anglo-Saxon king and laid the foundation for Christianity's spread across the other kingdoms. Wessex was one of the most influential kingdoms in the Heptarchy, and its customs were deeply rooted in traditional Germanic practices. It had a strong warrior culture and valued bravery and loyalty to the king. The laws of Wessex were mainly oral and based on tribal traditions and customs. These laws were passed down through generations and were subject to the interpretation of local courts. The House of Wessex was the ruling dynasty of the kingdom. One of its most famous kings was Alfred the Great, who successfully defended Wessex against Viking invasions and played a crucial role in promoting education and the use of English in written works. Essex. The Kingdom of Essex was influenced by both Kentish and East Anglian customs due to its geographical location between these two kingdoms. The laws of Essex were similar to those of Kent and were shaped by Germanic tribal traditions as well as influences from neighboring kingdoms. The ruling dynasty of Essex was established by Ceolred, who ruled in the early 7th century. The kingdom's royal lineage faced challenges during the Viking era, but persisted until the eventual unification of England. Sussex. Sussex was a coastal kingdom with a strong connection to the sea. Its people were known for their seafaring abilities and fishing expertise. Sussex had its own local legal customs and traditions, which were influenced by both Saxon and Anglian practices. The ruling dynasty of Sussex was established by Aelle, who was recognized as the first king of the kingdom. The later ruling dynasties faced significant challenges during the Viking invasions. East Anglia had a vibrant agricultural economy and was known for its fertile lands. Its people were skilled farmers and traders. The laws of East Anglia were based on tribal customs and were influenced by Christianity, which spread rapidly in the kingdom. The Wulffinger dynasty was the ruling family of East Anglia. It was named after the legendary Wulfar, who was considered the founding king of the dynasty. Mercia was one of the most powerful kingdoms in the Heptarchy and had a diverse population due to its central location. Its customs were a blend of Saxon, Anglian, and Celtic influences. Mercia had a complex legal system that developed over time, incorporating elements from various sources, including tribal customs and Roman law. The ruling dynasty of Mercia was established by the powerful King Penda. Mercia had several influential kings, including Offa, who expanded the kingdom's power and influence. Northumbria was divided into two regions, Bernicia and Deira. The kingdom was known for its fierce warriors and experienced frequent conflict with neighboring kingdoms. Northumbria had its own legal traditions, which were shaped by its unique position between the Anglian and Celtic regions. The ruling dynasty of Northumbria was complex, with different dynasties ruling over Bernicia and Deira at various times. Notably, King Edwin and King Oswiu played significant roles in the kingdom's history. Each kingdom of the Heptarchy had its own unique identity, reflecting the diversity and complexity of early medieval England. Their customs, laws, and ruling dynasties played a pivotal role in shaping the political and cultural landscape of the Anglo-Saxon period, laying the groundwork for the eventual unification of England under one crown. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel to be updated on the release of Part 2 and the video version coming soon.